Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hot Action Podcast. It's been a long time since I tried to do this last, but it's 2023 and football season is right around the corner, so why not take another shot at this and try it again? So, the plan today is to go over division winners order, like who will win the divisions and what order they'll finish in the divisions, and then go over each team's over-under for the regular season win totals. And that's going to be it for the day. Okay. Yeah, so with that in mind, I'm kind of trying to do this all in one take. We're going to use the information from Bet365, which is the service I usually bet on. And then, yeah, today's going to be the first episode of hopefully many this year, hopefully doing one a week for the whole NFL regular season. I'm going to do this, what I just mentioned today, and then hopefully I will come back before the kickoff on Thursday. Today is Monday, the 4th of September. And yeah, kickoff is Thursday the 8th, so it's getting real close, y'all. It's getting real close. So we are going to take a look at the information here for the division winners. So the AFC East, we've got the Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Patriots. I have it basically chalk. I have the Bills winning, and then except I will be taking the Dolphins ahead of the Jets, and I have the Patriots in last. So that's Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Pats for me. That being said, I do have some money on the Dolphins winning the division. I do not have any money on the Bills, even though they are very likely to take it down in the long run. I just believe in the Dolphins this year for some reason or other. Okay, now the AFC North, we've got the Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns, and the Steelers. Now, I've got a few differences here. I will take Bengals to win the division. I also like Baltimore to win the division at plus 225. I have some money on Baltimore to win the division. But for my actual prediction, I'm going to be going Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns. I think Cleveland is probably the worst team in this division if they played like they did last year. That being said, this division is really tough to handicap because you've got four teams with really solid rosters. Like Cleveland, I think is the worst, but you know, there is a world which they could like win this whole division as long as Watson plays like pretty good. It wouldn't be totally crazy, and like, having the favorite division winner at plus 140 kind of suggests that, it's not going to be a cakewalk, even for a team like the Bengals. All right, AFC South, we've got Jags, Titans, Colts, Texans. Now, I'm going to go straight chalk for my actual prediction. Jaguars, Titans, Colts, Texans. That order. I do have some money on the Titans, though, because plus 320 seems pretty heavy for a team that lost this division by, a single game last year. It was decided in the final game. And the Jaguars are one of those teams where, they exist to fill their fan base with pain. And last year they won the division and they won a playoff game that was hilariously awesome because they were playing another one of those teams that exist to fill their fan base with pain, which was the Chargers. No matter how good they get, they're always just snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, no matter how good they get. So I'm predicting the Titans, at 320, they're a fun bet to win the division. And now we got the AFC West. Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. Chiefs are probably the easiest pick yet to win their division. I let Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. Yeah, again, gonna go with chalk in that order because just seems reasonable. Chargers, a pretty stacked roster. Broncos, they had a terrible year last year, but when you bring in Sean Payton, he should be able to right the ship hopefully. And the Raiders have just been terrible since they moved to Vegas. They haven't really done anything. I'd love to see that team do better, but can't bet on it. Gonna wait till we actually see that. Now time to get on to the first NFC division. We're gonna go with the NFC East. Philly, Dallas, Giants, Commanders. Again, I'm gonna go with that chalky order. No, I'm gonna take the Cowboys to win this division. Cowboys over Philadelphia. Philadelphia second. Giants, Commanders. That order. I think the Cowboys are going to be really good this year. I've just got a feeling. Can't explain it. Now, the NFC North. This one, I'm very not chalky on. This is another division where first and last are not separated by a crazy amount. And I think that the odds are very strange here. Like, Detroit, like we've mentioned earlier, is one of those teams that exists to fill their fan bases with pain. They did well last year. But, in this case, well is not making the playoffs and winning 9 games to knock the Packers out. I'm not sure why everyone's so high on the Lions this year. So my order is going to be the Vikings, the Packers, the Lions, then the Bears. I have money on the Vikings to win this division, and I think I've even sprinkled a bit on the Packers if I remember correctly, but I can't remember exactly. If not, I'm going to. Now we've got NFC South. Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Bucks. I'm fairly chalky on this one, but I think the Panthers are going to be worse than the Buccaneers, but it's close. Both these teams are going to be awful. This division's pretty bad. Very likely the Saints are the best team in the division. They've got, probably the best quarterback and coach combo. That being said, there are no world beaters in this division. The Saints have an incredibly easy schedule, so that could be very helpful in winning the division. But a lot of people are really excited about the Falcons, but I think I'm going to go fairly chalky and just go Saints, Falcons, Bucks, Panthers. Yeah, that's going to be it for me with the NFC South. NFC West, we've got the 49ers, the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Cardinals. As a Seahawks fan, I have a lot of trouble betting the Seahawks. But this year, I've got a crazy feeling. Shocker. I'm putting the Seahawks winning the division, yo. We're taking Seahawks, 49ers, Rams, Cardinals. That's the order. I think the Cardinals are going to be flirting with being the worst team in the league again. I think the Rams are going to be pretty awful. This is all going to bite me in the ass when this week the Rams beat the Seahawks or something in Game 1 without Cooper Kupp. But yeah, I think the Seahawks are kind of likely to take the division. Not crazy likely, but I'm willing to bet on it. I've bet on the Seahawks to win the division, so that's cool. That's all the divisions. Now moving on to over-unders. How do we get there? Football. Futures. Win division, conference. Regular season wins. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to go with the the middle option of all these over-unders just for simplicity's sake. So Arizona's over-under is 4.5. And I think they're going to be awful. I'm taking the under. Arizona under 4.5 wins. That's a minus 160, just in case you're wondering. Now we got the Falcons. There's 8.5. That's a nice, are they going to be a winning team or a losing team question. I will take winning because I got them second place in the division. And, they got a pretty easy schedule, decent roster. Let's go with 8.5 over. Yeah, Baltimore is 9.5. Like, are they going to be a winning team? It's the question. I love Baltimore. Oh no, there's 2 here. We'll just go with 9.5. Oh no, let's go with 10.5. That's the more accurate line here. That's closer to 50-50. I'm going to take the over 10.5 wins. Yeah. Seems a bit crazy. Potentially, but I think Lamar's going to ball out this year. Finally got that goofy offensive coordinator out. And you're going to unlock the Ravens, They're going to go crazy. Buffalo Bills. Their over-under is also 10.5. I think they've been smoking this division for a long time. I think they'll probably continue. Let's go with the 10.5. Over. Panthers, their middle is 7.5 for their over-under. That's a strong under for me. I think the Panthers are going to be god-awful. They got nothing going on. They got a good defense. Their defense is strong, and their new defensive coordinator is absolutely money. But I think it's going to be really tough to win games with no real skill position players, a poor O-line, and a rookie QB. Defense can only score you so many points. All right, let's go on to Chicago. Okay, the Bears, their over-under is 7.5. I'll take the under. I think they're the worst team in that division. And, they didn't win a lot last year. I don't think they really, significantly improved. You got DJ Moore, but I don't think it's enough. I'm going to go with under. Cincinnati Bengals, the nice big 4 options here. So let's figure out what the closest to 50-50 is. So it's pretty close here. Let's go with the 11.5 line. So I'm going to pick over 11.5 actually. I believe in this Bengals team. They're pretty solid. I think that it might not be logical to like both the Bengals and the Ravens, but I do, so whatever. And here are the Browns. A nice 8.5 win over under. I'm just going to bet that the Browns are who we saw last year until they prove it otherwise. One of the classic suffering franchises of all time. Oh, what do we think is the more accurate line here? I'm going to say the 9.5. I'll bet definitely under the 9.5. That's for sure. Easy money. Under 9.5 is easy money. I would even bet under 8.5. Okay, and Dallas. So they got, another nice simple 4 lines. I'm going to go with this 10.5 win line and easy over, I think. I think this Dallas team is going to be money this year. Their defense is very, very strong. Offense just needs to be serviceable to win a bunch of games. Yep, that's the pick there. Okay, so the Denver Broncos, they were really bad last year. And their over-under is 8.5. They are suggesting a lot of value for Peyton showing up. I think that's a pretty decent line, but I would take under 8.5. I don't think they're going to be a winning team. I don't think he's worth like 3 wins or however many more wins they would need. But it's just like, it's a tough spot. Now the Lions. No, they have a 9.5 over under. Now, I think this is tough, but I would take the under. Yeah, I think the Lions goofed their draft. They went with all low value position picks. I'm going with under. Now the Packers, it's going to be tough. A lot's going to rest on whether Jordan Love is competent in his first full year starting or not. So basically, 7.5 win over under. Yeah, I would. I think the over is very possible. I'm gonna go with over. Now we got the Houston Texans, one of the worst teams in the league last year. Now, it looks to me like the true 50-50 line here is the 6.5 wins. I'll take under. I'll pound that under. Yeah, I'm going under 6.5 for the Houston Texans. Colts, their over under is 6.5. I was starting to believe in the Colts, but at the end of the day, I don't see how they're going to score a lot of points. I'll go under 6.5 for the Colts. I feel a bit bad for them. Jaguars. Their over-under is 9.5. I'll take the over, but I don't feel great about it. The Jaguars always make me nervous. Okay, the Chiefs. The over-under is 11.5. And I think since they've had Mahomes, I don't think they've been under 12, so that's pound that over. We're going to pound 11.5. Yeah, the Chargers is a nice 9.5. I think that's about where it should be. I would take the over, but I'd feel very scared. Like, I think this team's a couple injuries away from us being like, damn, this Chargers team sucks again. Rams, 6.5. I think that's just like pure leftover respect from when they were winning Super Bowl. I was gonna say Super Bowls, but they only won one. Yeah, let's. I think that they're gonna have to pay for buying that Super Bowl on the credit card. I think they're gonna go under 6.5. I think they're gonna be one of the worst teams in the league. Raiders. They're another 6.5 win line here. And I will take the under. Logically, I said they were going to be worse than the Broncos, so they got to be worse than the Broncos. Under 6.5. The Dolphins, who I like quite a bit this season, 9.5. Easy for me, taking the over. Vikings, 8.5. I don't know why everyone's so down on the Vikings. I understand they got beat up by the Giants last year, and they were kind of a fake elite team, but I think you can be fake elite and still be good. Give me over 8.5. They're going to be a winning team. Yeah. Love these Vikings, yo. They're going to win the division. Patriots. I think it's going to be a really tough year for them, considering the talent in the division. I think they might be able to do better than 6.5 wins, though. Let's take the Pats. Pats over 6.5. Saints. Their over-under is 9.5. I think you take the over. Their schedule is really easy. They're in that abysmal NFC South division. They might have like 4 wins right there. Okay, now we got the Giants. Their over-under is 7.5. I kind of like this whole division, honestly. The Giants are not going to be easy to beat. They were a playoff team last year. I think they got a bit better in the offseason. I'm going to take the over 7.5, but it is very, very close. With the Jets, I do not like this off-season hype train. For whatever reason, I feel like they are just going to continue to disappoint. Sometimes you just have to bet on what the funniest outcome would be. And I think the Jets being under 9.5 wins, don't make the playoffs, that'd be super funny. So I'm going to bet on it. The Eagles, seems like I've got a lot of Eagles fans in my life. They'd be really upset with me if I didn't have them at least going over 11.5 wins. I do think they will. I think they'll make the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to be in the Super Bowl again, because that's hard to do, especially when you don't win. I'm going to I'll take the over. Mostly because I think people would be angry at me if I did not. All right, now we got the Steelers. Steelers 8.5 wins. I think I'll take the over. I feel like this Steelers team is frisky, and also Tomlin never lets them be a losing team. Tomlin, I think he would quit the NFL if he coached a losing team. So yeah, let's go with the over. Seahawks over 9.5. Don't even have to think about it. Over. They're winning the division. 9.5 is basically just giving away free money. Just put all your money into that. At plus 120, that's like it's like buying a bond, except the bond doubles your money in under a year. 49ers, another team that I have a lot of trouble betting, just like the Seahawks, because I hate them so much. That being said, I respect them, but I think this year is tough. Like, they're really hard to predict because they are really well coached. They've got a great roster, but they've got question marks at the most important position in football, being that they have a very unproven quarterback in Brock Purdy and like a perennially not very good quarterback in Sam Darnold behind him. And then Nick Bosa being like a holdout is kind of concerning. I feel like they'll get that dealt with, though. 11.5 wins is pretty high, but gun to my head, I'm taking over. I'll take the over. Oh, I don't like it at all, though. Even though I said that the Seahawks are going to win, I'll still take the over as a standalone bet. Buccaneers, 6.5 wins. Give me the under. They are going to suck out loud this year. Titans, 7.5. Easy for me. That's over. I think they got a chance at winning the division. I think I got a chance for double-digit wins. Let's go. Easy money. 7.5 over for the Titans. Last but not least, the Washington Commanders. I don't know if I'll ever get used to that name. 6.5 wins. I think their division's really tough. I'm gonna go under 6.5. Yeah, I think that they might be on an upward trajectory, but I don't think that's gonna be enough for them to be like a properly good team. Thank goodness Dan Snyder is gone, but this Commanders team is not going to be like a world beater this year. I'm high on this Sam Howell character, but yeah, not so high that I'm going to bet they're over yet. I will take under 6.5 wins for the Commanders, and that is everything for this episode here. This has been the Hot Action Podcast for the first episode for the 2023 NFL season. Hopefully I'll be back before the end of the week to do my picks for opening week. My plan is to do every game against the spread, best 5 bets of the week also against the spread, and pick a survivor team every week until I am inevitably eliminated. So yeah, that's my goal. Hopefully I can manage it this year. I've failed twice before, but I feel it in my bones that I have it in me this time. If you strongly disagree with any of my picks, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate all the comments, and I appreciate any sort of feedback you can give me about this. Hopefully you guys like my new setup here. We've got like, a broadcast style setup where I can actually like show you what's going on my computer. So that's kind of, better than what I had been working with before. All right. Let me know what you think. I will be back soon. This has been the Hot Action Podcast, Episode 1, Season 2023. I'm out. Later.